and find for herself a place of rest. So that's going into all these desert desert birds, unclean birds. All right, every unclean and hateful bird. All these desert creatures is going to come and live here after the generations and generations that this place is going to be burning. This place, Babylon the Great, is going to be burning after generations and generations and generations, right? But after the smoke, after the smokes goes down, then that's when you're gonna start seeing these desert creatures that's gonna live over here, man. Right? And it says, verse 15, there shall the great owl shall make her nest and lay and hatch and gather her shadow. There shall the vultures also be gathered, everyone with her mate. All right, so that's pretty much it on that. So going back to Revelation chapter 18. So that's what that means when you go back to Revelation chapter 18, verse 2. And it says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is falling, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. So that's what that's talking about when it says that. All right. For all nations has drunken with the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth has committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy. All right, and all these other nations has became rich. All right, has pretty much they what? It says, for all nations has drunken the wine of the wrath of her fornication. That had taken the ways of this place, man. The low moral ways of this place here in Babylon the Great, and they has became drunk with the philosophies of this place, man. You see? And one thing about it is when you drink too much, you become sick. And these other nations are sick of Babylon the Great. All right. And it says, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy. And it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive not of her plagues. And that's what's happening right now with the hopeful elect. The Lord is calling out for the hopeful elect to wake up, so we won't be partakers of her sins. Because once again, what the scripture says, the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom. This place is the sinful kingdom. And it says, for her sins has reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquity. You see that? The Lord has kept a record of all the things that Babylon the Great had done, and especially what you had done unto the children of Israel, man. And it says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works, and the cup which she has filled to her double. And what is that cup? What is that cup talking about? Let's go. Let me go real quick to the book of Lamentation. Lamentation chapter 4. Because it says that cup that we drunk, it says fill to her, but fill to her double. This is the book of Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 21. And it says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. So right now, rejoice, Esau. Rejoice, Esau, Edom. Enjoy your world. Because this enjoy the last moments of your world, because that's it. So it says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. It says, the punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thee, O daughter of Edom, and he will discover thy sins. And the biggest sin, all right, the biggest sin that Esau did was to put the children of Israel in slavery and gave us hardcore slavery, man. All right. So it says that what? The punishment of thy iniquities accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. So we're not going to go into captivity no more. All right? It says no more. So that being said, when we go into our rulership, ain't nobody's going to take us down. Nobody's going to take down Yahweh Shah. Ain't nobody's going to take us down, man. But then it says, he will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So the Lord's coming back. He's coming unto you. He's coming unto you, man. All right, so let me go back. Let me go back to Revelation chapter 18. And it says verse 5. And it says, for her sins has reached unto heaven, and the Most High has remembered her iniquity. Will were her reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. And the cup which she has filled to her double. All right, so that being said, that cup of slavery, all right, you're going to drink that cup now, Esau, you see? But it's good. You're going to have a double shot. You're not going to just drink the cup that we drunk. And just imagine, man. Just imagine of all the things that we had to go through. That's coming back upon you, man. But with double, you're going to have a double shot. You see? It's going to be double, man. And it says how much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she says in her heart, I said a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. And that's the pride of these Edomites. All right, and the pride of this place. They think that this place is gonna go forever. Let me get that real quick. Another precept. They think that America is gonna keep on ruling forever and ever. And that's the pride of these Babylonians, man. Real quick, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 49, verse 11, and it says, their inward thought, all right, their inward thought, all right, Psalms 49 and 11, it says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own land. So like they call their lands after their own name. You see, and that's Esau. Esau thinks that he's going to keep ruling forever and ever and ever. That he will never go down. So when he says that, what? Going back, let's go back to Revelation chapter 18. And verse 7, it says how much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously. All right? You glorify yourself, you live deliciously, especially these elites. You are in your heaven. And it says, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she says in her heart, I said a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. So Esau thinks that he's not going to lose. But, verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. You understand that? There's, man, according to the scriptures, when you go into the book of Joel chapter 2, I believe. All right, you go to the book of Joel chapter 2, and you go to the book of Revelation chapter 9, it goes into the missiles. All right, how the missiles is going to be shot, and they're going to come into this place, man. You see? Missiles is coming over here, man. There's going to be 200 million missiles that's going to come, and it's going to hit Babylon the Great. All right, and do not forget about the invasion. You're going to be invaded. You're going to be invaded by Yahweh Shah and the angels. All right, so this place is going to get dealt with, man. And it says, and the kings of the earth who has committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her, when they shall see the smoke of her burning. And all these nations, all these kings, all the merchants of these other nations, they're gonna see Babylon, and they're gonna weep. All right, they're gonna be well. They're gonna mourn. And the reason why they're gonna mourn is because they're not gonna be making that money anymore, man. They ain't gonna be making their riches anymore. You see? Because all these other nations, they come over here and they make that money. All right, and they say, and they'll tell you that too. They say they come to America, make the money, and then go back to their own land and live with their own people. All right, the Ethiopians do that, the Chinese, they do that, the Japanese, they do that. Hey man, most of the cars that you have here in America, they come from Japan. That's why the economy of Japan became so great. You see, it was because of the fact that they came over here and they make that money. All right, and you got the East Indians, the Arabians, all them niggas came over here and make all that money, man. So when the downfall of Babylon, once again it says, lament for Babylon, right? Revelations 18 verse 9, and it says, and the kings of the earth who has committed fornication, right? Has took the philosophies and the ways and accepted those type of ways, right? You see, had a merchandise connection with Babylon the Great, so they can make that money. And it says, and the kings of the earth who committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, staying afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, at last, that great city, Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And this place is going to be taken out in 1 hour, man. Just like that. Swift and quick. You see that? And it says, and the merchants of the earth shall wail and mourn over her, for no man buys her merchandise anymore. The merchandise of gold and of silver, and precious stones, and of pearls and fine linen, and purple and silk and scarlet, and all fine wood, and all matter of vessels of ivory, and all matter of vessels of most precious wood, and of brass and iron, and marble, and cinnamon, and odors, and ointments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beasts, and sheep, and horses, and chariots. Now those chariots is going into the modern day cars. And slaves, yeah, because America had the children of Israel, the transatlantic slave trade. All right, the transatlantic slave trade. And it says, and souls of men, and the fruits that thy soul lusteth after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. The merchants of these things, which were made rich by her, shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. And another thing that you got to keep in mind is that these Arabics and the Hamanites, these Africans and Arabics, they made a lot of money. They became rich too, because they helped the Edomites to bring the southern tribes over here. You see? So come on, man. So they're gonna weep, they're gonna mourn, because they're not gonna be making that money anymore, man. Because this place is going down, man. It says, the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, at last, that great city that was clothed in fine linen, and purple, and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, for in 1 hour, that's how quick America's gonna be taken out, in 1 hour. You see that? So all your dreams, all your American dreams that you believed in, is going down the drain, just like that. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to none, and every shipmaster and all the company and ships, yeah, because how you bring these goods, all right? Because another thing that you got to keep in mind is that you have Like you look, you know, you got certain these clothes that we wear, name brand clothes like Jordan, Nike. They're they're being made over there in China or Korea, and then they come over here and you sell these things for expensive price. You see, but they're being made in cheap materials, man. You see, and it's so funny too because who's the majority of the people that be buying these certain things, man? It's you, Jake. You all right? To let you know that we are a royal people, but you know our people, our people is a little sottish, right? Stupid, but you know it is what it is, right? And it says, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to none, and every ship masters and all the companies and ships and sailors and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And I'm gonna say this, man, for you people out there that don't believe and don't believe in the scriptures, that don't believe that Babylon the Great is America, you is just stupid. You just a fool. You are a fool, man. Because if this is not talking about America, then who is it talking about, man? Come on, man. And it says, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And throughout history, what city has been like unto this great city, Babylon the Great? And it says, and they cast dust over their heads. When you cast dust over your heads, it represents to mourn. See, because these nations are going to be mourning, all right, because they're going to see the downfall of Babylon the Great through television, all right. That's something that Elder Gabar pointed out from Great Millstone. He pointed out that all these other nations, that's how they're going to see the downfall of Babylon the Great through television. It's going to be through the news, all right. And it says, and they cast dust over their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, at last, that great city within were made rich, all that has ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. All right. Let me see. Yeah. All right. And it says, in the sea by reason of her costliness. Once again, Babylon the Great, you know, these ships, all right, bringing the merchandise, you see, like shoes and clothes and so on and so forth, that's being made in Korea, China, and all these other places, right? It's being made by cheap materials, right? But it comes over here and they sell it in an expensive price. That's what it means about her costliness. All right, so let me read that again. And they cast dust over their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, and saying, at last, that great city within were made rich, all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. So in 1 hour, the Lord is gonna get rid of you in 1 hour. That's how long it's gonna take for this place to go down. It's gonna take only 1 hour, man. And it says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High has avenged you on her. You see? So the Lord is gonna what? You know, we're rejoicing. Hey man, I'm gonna say this, man. If I'm of the hopeful elect, that's gonna be the greatest moment ever, man. We're going to rejoice, man. You see? We're going to rejoice to see the downfall of this place, man. That's a moment that you want to see. You see, because I hate this place. I know that for a fact, and I speak that, for myself, man. I hate this place, and I can't wait for this place to go down, man. Ain't nothing good have this place done for me, man. Nothing good, man. Nothing good. So it says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets. For the Most High have avenged you on her. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, Thou with violence shall that great city, Babylon, be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. All right, because you're going to become that big, great desert. You see, spoken of in the book of Isaiah chapter 34. All right. And that great millstone is talking about those missiles, man. And it says in the voice of harpers and musicians and pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at OND. And that's how we know it's talking about America. Because of all nations, right? What is that one nation? What is that one city that pushes the music vibration? Here, Babylon the Great. All these different type of artists comes from Babylon the Great. You see? So it says the voice of harpers and musicians and pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at OND. No craftsman or whatsoever craft is he be shall be found any more in thee. And the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at OND. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at OND. And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at OND. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorcery were all nations deceived. And you deceived the nations, because a lot of people believed that this place, Babylon the Great, was the place. You see, was the place to come to so you can make it. All right. Hey man, you got some people that before they come to America, they believe that America is that the streets of America is made out of gold. That's hilarious, but a lot of people think that. Especially you have the Northern tribe. They be risking their life to come over here, to cross the border, because they know when they come over here, they think that they're gonna find a better life. They're gonna make the money and it's gonna solve all the problems, right? So you use sorcery to deceive the people, man. And it says, let me read that again. It says, the light of a candle shall shine no more at OND. That's talking about your philosophies. All right, your American dream shall not shine anymore in you anymore. You see that? And it says, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at OND. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorcery were all nations deceived. You know, given this false philosophy of that American dream, that you come over here, that you're gonna make it. And it says, and in her was found the blood of the prophets and of the saints, and of all that were slain upon the earth. And that's going into the nation of Israel, because the nation of Israel served captivity here in Babylon the Great. You see? All right. But yeah, man, this place Babylon Great. That's it, man. You are in your last moments, man. We at the time that you about to go down, man. All right. You see? We at that time that Babylon the Great, you are at your last moments, man. All right. But with that, man, I'm just gonna end it with that, man. Lord willing. All right, Lord willing that this lesson was edifying as well as uplifting. All right. And with that, I'm gonna face the east, and I'm just gonna end it by saying, all right, by giving all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash. And as always, I want to give Dawanos to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well and that taught us this truth through the will of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua. And peace and infinite salutation and blessings be unto the elect, the house of David, that the Lord is raising up in these last days, all right, which is made up of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and scattered Israelites amongst the other nation that look like the other nation, but according to your pedigree, you go back to the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, as we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. And with that, Shalom.